All right, we should be live. Yeah. And I have no idea if it's gonna pick up my desktop audio. That I'm curious about. So let me know if it's getting that. Can you hear like you though? Can you hear yourself on YouTube? It's probably coming through my mic, so not good. Desktop audio is at 75%. Let me make that 100. All right, say something now. Painful. That's so weird too. That's what I have. It shows 4 of them. One of them is desktop audio. Let me see if I can. It like doesn't even give me options to add additional like audio input capture. That's what we want. But it doesn't doesn't give me like any. Yeah, no, that's not what we want. This ain't it. Hmm. Or maybe it's audio output capture that I want. Maybe. Desktop audio. Let's see if somehow adding another one fixes it.
Going to test.
Oh, there it goes. I think that worked. Wonderful. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that, anyone who was watching. we're gonna have to trim that part of the video. Anyway, we're here to do a little discussion about balancing. Woo. Yeah, so kind of just wanted to go over balancing and why those suggestions are super annoying sometimes, and what it's like to kind of be a developer and have to do our best to balance in a combat game. I don't know, Sifu, if you want to kick off. I can't actually view my notes with the current setup, but yeah, if you just kind of want to guide the discussion. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was thinking more along the lines of like sometimes it requires more than just updating reload times and damage and stuff like that, but also just like it's almost like you can never get it right. Like no matter what we do, somebody will always have a complaint about something. Like they'll find a way to be like, oh, this isn't balanced.
with that being said, when it's been a while since new bending music come out, the metas for dueling and fighting have been very well established at this point. So people know what the best moves will be for each element, how the best counters make when goes into it. Which in turn leads us to one, discovering what the biggest bugs and errors are. Like we know very well that vortex and suffocation are insanely bugs, and that is also on our radar.
Yeah, another one is glacial crunch is gonna get the like either the earth crush treatment or like the flame strip treatment. So like when you touch a part of the glacial crunch, it will either just go away, like it'll damage you and then go away, or it'll be like it only hurts you when it first comes out. I'm leaning towards more of the flame strip treatment, where like it doesn't just linger. Like when you touch it, it'll go away. That way, in wars, you can't just clog the flag area with a glacial crunch. Like it'll at least go away quicker.
Another very difficult thing is that with these new players being established, every time the update comes out, every element has been the OP element at one point. Whether it was air with being able to glide for sending a limitless amount of times, or air scooter around the map constantly, that is a huge advantage air had, and still is pretty advantageous. Fire for the longest time was the strongest element until we allegedly nerfed Flame Flash.
Yeah, I added a 0.2 second wait. It was a 0.2 second wait of startup time. It had no startup time, so it was basically the equivalent of Air Slice, which intentionally has no startup because it's weaker and it's airbending. Right. And so when I added zero point 0.2 seconds of wait time to the beginning of Flame Lash, that took firebending apparently, like I'm just listening to players, that took firebending from being the most OP top element pretty much universally to like not worth playing, which I thought was wild.
Another funny thing is water now allegedly being the most OP element when for the longest time people were demanding a water rework,
Yeah.
which ended up becoming bug fixes and some slight graphic changes.
Yeah, I was gonna say water didn't even get that much of like a buff. In fact, some people even complained that it got worse. Like I think a lot of people didn't like the new water whip. Like they said it. I mean, I love it. I think it's great. But yeah, but then like yeah, people now like currently I've heard people say that water is the new meta, which is a first in AR history. And I'm cool with it. Like I'm alright.
I think a lot of people may disagree with me, but maybe because I don't believe it as much as most of players does. I still find her better to be the best OP, honestly. Love just moves so hard to dodge.
I think it's air, and maybe that's because I am an earthbender, and like I just have a hard time fighting airs. But I think air is the most OP. But that kind of goes into one of my points is that like everybody's gonna have their own opinion about what they think is the best, and the fact that we've heard every element at some point in time, every single element has been considered the most OP. Like even for a span like during the whole Amon era, people were saying that non-bending was like the most OP by far.
They still are.
They still kind of say that. Yeah, they still say that, and they're not even totally wrong. I do want to throw out this comment about non-bending that I don't think I've ever actually said before, but I'm well aware that non-bending's kind of broken, but I also don't care because like nobody plays non, and I figure if you're gonna play non and sacrifice having all the cool bending moves, you might as well be a little OP. You know, like I don't see the problem with that. Like yeah, it's frustrating in wars and stuff, but it's like two people that main non, and you know what? More power to them. Like at least for now, you know. Like down the road, sure, I'll probably end up nerfing it once nons actually get some real moves under their belt. But yeah,
So that being said, on the horizon though, like we realize that balance it's been a very difficult balance, and we want to get new moves out here soon, and we know it's kind of a whole new wave of balancing that each part of it. So for a while there, I was actually working on a ranking system for people to duel each other. I think we can kind of put a pause on that because one, the community is just becoming increasingly heated about various. What was I missing?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking.
Okay. I thought that was killer or something. But no, anyway, so yeah, we have there's work for a ranking system on rules, but with dueling and warring just becoming so heated, people becoming so passionate about it, which we're probably passionate about the game, but you can afford to dial it down a notch. We thought it was best to hold off on that for a while, especially when we knew a lot of bugs still are existent in various moves. We want to have that more perspective before people have a rank tied to it, or a rating, probably a better way to say that, and then complain back to us about why they were robbed of the second rule because someone bug used.
Yeah, I'm super nervous about that. Like, I'm excited. Like, the system is so cool, but unfortunately, you always have people that are gonna abuse bugs. And that's why wars are canceled. Like, to be frank, like that at the moment, like beyond just us wanting to focus on updates and not having to worry about in-game diplomacy. You know, when people abuse bugs, it just ruins the fun for everybody. It makes us upset because it makes us feel like we didn't do our job in making sure the moves were completely bug free, which, like, point taken, like, fair enough, but it's very demoralizing to see people actively abusing the bugs and going so far as to not tell us about them, like, because the people that do report bugs to me, not only do they get silver once I fix the bugs, but I just appreciate that because it's making the game better and more fair, and it keeps people from complaining when it's used against them, like when the bugs. I mean, they're clearly not intentional. There's some things that you could consider tech, that I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like, if you want to, like, try to string moves together in a particular way, that's fine. But if you start breaking out of animations, like, all willy-nilly, and you start finding ways to damage people when they shouldn't be getting damaged and stuff like that, it's like you've taken it too far, and it's not fun, especially in a war setting where there's, like, stuff at stake.
Well, honestly, while we're on the topic, I personally do love the diplomacy, but I've not loved it recently, but just how like intense player base has been about it. Like, I still think the coolest time I spent in the game was when at the Kazooie Daily, it was such a huge following, but there was still very large presence of other elements at the same time. It felt like there really was like a political.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far off topic because I know it's easy to, we can dwell on war mode for a while, but yeah, as far as balancing goes, it's like, what kind of triggered my idea for this, and this isn't a rag on anyone in particular, like, it just made me think that this would be a good video idea, was a suggestion, I think today or yesterday or something, just about balancing, just kind of like everything, and like, my main takeaway, like, basically anytime I see a suggestion that has anything to do with, like, just straight up balancing, I always have to take it with a grain of salt, because I feel like not only does everybody have their own subjective opinion about what's best, and you might say, oh, but everyone agrees that this move's busted. Well, not everyone agrees that. Like, there's always somebody who doesn't. There'll be somebody who's like, no, please don't nerf this move, or please don't make that move any better, or that element's too good already, or something. So there's a lot of subjectivity to it. So it seems like every time you make a balancing fix or a balancing change, someone gets mad. Like, there's never just like a across the board, everybody's happy. So they're not fun changes to make, I guess, if that makes sense. There's no payoff to them most of the time. So that's just like my general feeling whenever I see a suggestion that has to do with balancing.
I totally agree. And that kind of just the last point actually written down was you shouldn't be picking an element based off of what's the strongest. We know people have ults, we know people are going to run this on other elements. I totally get that because there's cool moves and people use all of them. But you should choose the one that feels the most natural to you. Whether you want a more defensive playstyle and play Earth, or you want to have great mobility and play Air. We don't want people making these decisions based off of what move is the most powerful or OP at that point in time.
Right. And I think that is, like, kind of the source of a lot of, like, bitterness about balancing. Like, if your whole thing is, I want to play the element that's the best, then you will never be happy. You will never be satisfied in that element, because things can change on a dime. Like Flame Lash, for instance. It took me like 30 seconds to go in and add that freeze. And I didn't really think anything of it. I'm just like, oh, this should probably have a little bit of a reload time. I must have missed that. I did that, and then fire went from most OP to the worst element. And I was like, sorry? Like, I'm just like, dang, I didn't know it was that crucial to you. Like, you know? And so I think it, like, but the only reason I say that is because the more general idea that, like, when we add new bending moves, or if we up something's reload time, or if we, you know, just change a move a little bit so that it's a little different. Like when I made it so that you could like push an earth wall forward. Stuff like that's going to happen. Like we want the game to get cooler, we want to add more features, and as a result of doing that, like if your whole aim is I want to be the best element, like you're going to constantly have to be reconsidering what element you are then. Whereas like Sifu and we're like, I'm an earthbender and he's an airbender, and that's how it's been since we were like 14. And like it doesn't matter the game, it doesn't matter anything. It's just like those are our elements. Like we kind of, you could call it like a role play type deal. I don't know. It's just like that's just what we do. So I think if you have more of that mentality, like I just encourage that mentality. I understand if you want to be like the strongest player and whatever. I'm just saying, maybe consider that the reason you're so unhappy with balancing is because you're too obsessed with having the strongest element, and you're not just happy with whatever one suits you. That's my little rant. Well, yeah, see, you weren't as strongly opinionated as I was. I don't know. Right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it worked out.
Well, I think actually I ended up becoming airbender because in that Dance Boys game you had
Oh, I remember. One little waffle or whatever. Yeah.
as firebenders and waterbenders.
Yeah, we needed an airbender. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
I played the game, I was already an airbender, and then actually did go watch the series all the way through for the first time.
Yeah, that's dope. I totally forgot that. But I like vividly remember that now. I remember like being on a Sky Bison with them, and you joined the game, and I was like, "Yo, you got to be an airbender, like because we need one." Yeah, I don't know. We might have been. No, I think it was. I think it was.
When the Red Lotus came out, we went to that Dance Boy and said we want to be the Red Lotus.
Oh. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I remember. But what else was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say I was interpreting that as a bending move, not as it's a bending move. Yeah, we want moves like that. We want moves where you can like hold down your cursor and like move them all over the place and like spray stuff. That'd be awesome. Fire Stream sounds like the basic fire version of that. We need to do that. Yeah, fire will be the new OP. Daily, yeah. Just everything changes. What else was I gonna say? There's something related to one of my points, I believe. Maybe I have, yeah. I wanted to say it was something to do with just like how easy it is to like those updates are so easy to make. Like they're just like I just wanted to like reiterate that. Like it's funny how we can spend like hours like working on something and like not even many people will acknowledge it or notice it or care. But then when we like change a reload time in like half a second, then like the whole community knows about it and it's like a big deal. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Cool. Well, we definitely do appreciate your suggestions. We've been trying to encourage people to make more constructive suggestions. I Is it Vidar or Figo? I forget.
Is Pixel Slime, whatever that is.
Yeah, Pixel Slime. Sure. Maybe that's neither of them. I don't know.
Had a great quest suggestion of like just a storyline they want to see in a quest that we have not done yet, but it's also very
Doable.
all the mechanisms for it to happen are already in game.
Right.
A lot of stuff gets suggested, but the mechanisms do not exist yet. We'd like to exist someday, but that suggestion is not going to be helpful for us right now.
Right. Yeah.
Boss battles, we can have them, and I think that's higher on the list than a lot of other things, but we're not there yet.
Right. But yeah, balancing just in general, like when we see a balancing suggestion, honestly, our first instinct is just to ignore it. Like I think our priority at the moment is just fixing what already exists. Like as far as these bugs that are ruining the game for people, that's the priority, and then we can talk balancing after that. Especially, and like another thing with balancing is like people are very biased. Like, and I say that lightly because I know that there's some good-hearted people that genuinely want the game to be like balanced, like between like across elements, and so like kudos to those people. But you have to understand our hesitation when a firebender says this firebending move's too slow. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you're a firebender. Like, it makes sense. Like, you want it to be faster because it would help you a lot. So like, it's that on top of the fact that it's just an ongoing battle. Like, someone's always gonna have something to say, regardless of what we do. And so it just ends up being like, and like also every time we update a bending move in any possible way, we have to go through every single place and publish, which takes a solid like 10 minutes for one person. So.
That's the worst part of
Yeah, every single day we have to go through every single place and publish because Roblox still has not created a mechanism to publish all the places in a universe at one time. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, so we want a connected map just as much as y'all do, but not gonna happen. So sorry. No, but cool. All right, we'll call it there. I could keep yapping, but
Thank you all for watching. Stay active. Go rate some other Avatar games.
hashtag 30 days, 30 updates, baby. All right, see ya.